What's up, everybody? Welcome into another live of the Yankees Den podcast. I am your host, Lorenzo, and it is just going to be me tonight. Just me. Jimmy cannot join me tonight. He might join in a little later if we are still live, but it'll just be me recapping the game, recapping the series, what I liked, what I did not like, and just what we saw today. They lost 4-1. They lose the series to a Reds team that comes in under 500 coming into the Bronx, and they lose the series. Me and Jimmy talked about yesterday how it was going to be difficult for them to win this rubber game. That's why we said it was so crucial for them to win the game yesterday. Game two, which they should have won. They had to win that game because we knew it was going to be difficult. Again, it looked good early on because Ben Rice hit the home run in the third, and they got off to the scoring first, 1-0, like they did in game two with Paul Goldschmidt's home run. But let's get into it a little bit. Let's go to a recap and then some of the notes we want to cover. So first, we got the Yankees losing 4-1. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz makes his fourth major league appearance for the New York Yankees. Now, I think he's being used as a trade bait, if I'm being honest with you. We needed ERC to go length today, give the bullpen length. He did not do that. He went 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He did not look bad. He really did not look terrible. His pitches in all of his starts, I feel like, have looked pretty good. But he just works around the zone a little bit. He worked a little bit inside the zone better today. But he gave up that home run to Stevenson, and that was really it. It was one pitch that defined his outing. It really was not that terrible, but he's kind of gotten into that. He's come up, he's pitched decent, and then he has that 1 inning and it blows up, and then he gets taken out after four and however many other outs he gets. 4 and a third, 4 and 2/3. It seems like he Boone doesn't keep him in to give us length. And but he gets taken out after the 4th inning, gives up that 3-run homer to Stevenson. But let's go from the top. The Yankees strike first again in the 3rd inning with a Ben Rice home run, 1-0 Yankees against Burns. Looking up from here. You're looking up, you're getting excited. Then in the 4th, Tyler Stevenson hits a 3-run home run to take the lead 3-1. That was quick. Yankees offense, it was boring. It really was a boring game, an unenthusiastic game. Yankees offense does not capitalize the rest of the game. In the ninth, with Doval and Jazz with a sloppy, lazy error, gets the steer gets to third on what should have been an error, but reached on a single reached on an error, right? Then Marte drives steer in from third, and then the Reds get a fourth run. It's 4-1 them in the ninth, going into the bottom of the ninth, and the Yankees don't threaten, they don't do anything, and they lose the rubber game. They lose the series to the Cincinnati Reds without Ellie De La Cruz. It seems like every year the Reds come into town and they always beat us. For some reason, it feels like we never play the Reds good at all. No matter what the circumstances is, we never play them good. But it was a really poor series, really poor managed series, and the offense went cold. We're going to bring that up a little bit. But I mean, he puts in Jones and he starts Jones, and then in the 6th inning, a lefty comes in out of the pen for Cincinnati, and he brings in Schumann. How, and I say this time and time again, how are players, and especially young players that you just bring up, how are they going to get better and used to the major leagues if you're pinch hitting for them against a lefty or righty? If they're righty, you're pinch hitting for them if they're facing a righty. If they're lefty, you're pinch hitting if they're facing a lefty. I don't understand that. It's too analytical today. I hate it. I really dislike it so much. I hate this brand of baseball that Aaron Boone manages with. I don't know what they're looking at in the dugout. His bench coach, him, Cashman, whoever's telling him to make these moves, because I feel like it's sometimes up on Cashman. He's making these moves, making the lineup. They literally said that the analytical team goes out and makes their lineup of what they think it should be, and Boone's lineup, and then they look at the two, and then they figure out what they're going to do from there. It's not good managing. I still stand on what I said with Jimmy. I still think this is a deep team. It's the best team in the AL, and I think they could do a lot of things if they made the World Series. I think they could hang with the Dodgers and the Braves, but they got to keep going on a roll and not get cold. They can't get on a cold streak. They can't let this begin a cold streak coming up. And we're going to talk about that. Is a cold streak looming? You see the signs from the Yankees, and it's pretty evident when it happens. They start to go cold for a few games, and then you see it, and then it starts to carry on for a week, 2 weeks, and then they'll get hot again. And then, but they've limited it this year. They've been good at limiting the bad stretches. So hopefully they can do that if they're going on a bad stretch. They're going to face some tough pitchers coming up before the All-Star break. I think the All-Star break is pretty soon, sometime in July. So it's going to be coming up quick. I mean, it's already June, and it felt like the season just started. But the Spencer Jones thing irritates me so much. Let the kids play. Let them get a full 9 innings. They play 9 innings in the minor leagues. Why are you taking them out because they're facing someone who's throwing to their side? I don't understand it. I really don't get it. I think a lot of fans would agree with me. Just keep them in. It like you did the same thing with Ben Rice, and then the fans were saying it and could tell, but you couldn't. It took you a whole year to realize that Ben Rice can hit lefties too, and he had to stay in, and he had to stop getting a pinch hit for or platooned for. I mean, it's ridiculous that the fans can even see it, but the front office thinks they're too smart for the game. It's ridiculous. My next set of notes I want to touch upon is Austin Wells, and he needs to get off the team. Send him packing. I don't care if you get money for him, get cash considerations, get a bag of peanuts, Cracker Jacks. I don't care. He needs to go on a different team or just get DFA'd or stay in the minor leagues. I don't want to see his face. I don't even want to see him in the minor leagues. I don't want to see him put on a Yankees hat or uniform again. He is flat out awful. He's not even an MLB caliber player. He's not a minor league caliber player. He stinks. He sucks. He absolutely sucks. And it's putrid to watch that every night. And I think, Phantom IL'd him. He's come back immediately, catcher's interference, strikes out his first at bats, look horrible, doesn't get a hit, doesn't draw a walk, doesn't look good any at bat. He's terrible, swinging for the fences. He's going to clip one every now and again and feel good about himself and earn himself 20 more games behind the dish. But it's just really terrible. I hate that. And they sent down JC Escarra, who's doing better than Wells, even though it's not much. We know they're gonna address that at the deadline, but it's hard. I cannot stand watching Jazz anymore. Or not Jazz. We'll get to Jazz. We're getting to that next. But Wells, I mean, the at bats. What goes through his head? His first year, he first came up 2024, right? He was getting playing time. He was good. He was looking promising. And me and Jimmy said this. His thing in the minor leagues was he could hit, but he couldn't field. So that's why they waited to bring him up. He could hit, he could not field. His bat was MLB ready. His glove was not. It was bad. He comes up. His glove is great. Well, his framing's great. I mean, you can't throw anybody out or anything like that. He blocks pretty well, but then he can't hit for a lick up in the major league level. I mean, I really don't get that. How you're all of a sudden a better hitter than fielder and you come to the majors and it somehow switches. I don't know what he tried to do, but his swing looks completely different too. And I noticed this last year. Last year, he started getting more uppercut. Everything all the time they would show the super shots during the games. The Yes Network, they show it zoomed in and the shots of them swinging. And every time he's swinging, he's pulling off and he's getting under the ball. His bat's always under the ball. Barrel's always under the ball. 2024, he was good, like we said, and then at the end, he started to fall off. In October, he did absolutely nothing. He hit that one home run against Cleveland in, I think, Game 5, maybe it was. Yeah, Game 5. But He didn't do anything the rest of the postseason, and he's carried that all the way through last season and all the way up until this point this season so far. And it is ridiculous. The Yankees don't even have catching depth. This draft this year, they have to go out and get draft a catcher. They have to draft a catcher, and if you're gonna trade a bunch of pitchers this year, then you're gonna need to draft pitchers. Enough of drafting these shortstops. You have enough shortstops, turn second basemen, third basemen, outfielders, but get pitchers and catchers because that's what you might be shipping out the most this trade deadline. And last trade deadline, Brian Cashman shipped out 20 minor league players for major league players. He shipped out 20 to fix up the bullpen, which it didn't really work out. But at the time, in hindsight, it looked like it was going to be good, and it just fell apart. To be honest, there is a point where he could just make the trades that look good, and then if they don't perform, it's really not his fault because at that moment in time, those are the right guys to get. But getting off topic, Wells is putrid. Never want to see him again. Hate watching his at bats. He walks up to the plate, and I'm in full disgust. You already know it's going to be an out. The pitcher has an easy lane. You have an easy lane when it's Wells, Volpe. I don't care what Volpe's done. I don't want to see him on the Yankees at all either. Wells, Volpe, two easy outs right there. Even if Volpe hits, it's good. But I don't even have confidence. Even when he's on a hot streak, I don't have confidence in him to hit or hit with runners in scoring position. My confidence is fully lost with those two. They need to stop kissing their butt. Aaron Boone needs to stop kissing their butt and keeping them in the lineup. And so does Cashman. Cashman needs to stop thinking and thinking that his ego is going to get hurt and keeping them in the lineup because he wants to be right. He wants to be right so bad that he can't be wrong. He was right all along. Let Volpe play out. He's going to be good. Let Wells play out. He's going to figure it out. No, they stink. You just got to look at it how it is in hindsight and say they suck. They're not going to be good. Trade them to another team. If they're good for another team, that's their problem and good for them. But they're not good on the New York Yankees. They can't handle this. So it's really terrible what they're doing and the production we're getting out of catcher. We have not won a World Series since 2009, and that is the catcher they're willing to run out. That is what they're telling us. They're willing to run out that. Do they even care at this point? And I know it might seem like I'm freaking out over a one loss. They've been playing great since these guys went down. But these are issues that need to be fixed, and I can't keep watching until the deadline. If these are fixed, they get astronomically better. It's putrid to keep watching night after night. And they've been good, but the flaws, you got to look at the flaws. And you see it from a mile away, fancy and everything. They're going to get a catcher at the deadline. I'm almost 90% sure, almost 100% sure, if not that, because I just really don't see them thinking that's good production out of their catcher. And if they went into October with Austin Wells, with a group of Austin Wells, Ali Sanchez, and if something happened, JC Escar, I mean, that would be very poor. Because, yes, they came into this year. They built a deep club. They have a deep club. No doubt about it, they have a deep club. That you knew, but you knew. They just brought back Bellinger and Goldschmidt and Rosario, right? You knew that they had to fix, like, these were things we knew they had to fix, but they just waited on Bellinger. They could have done things before Bellinger. We knew the catcher problem was a bad situation and should have been fixed. We know the bullpen needed to be fixed. And what did they do? They just waited on Bellinger and said, listen, we're just going to run out the same lineup. And I don't hate it. I absolutely love it. They have great chemistry. We're going to run out the same thing. And then if need be, we'll adjust it at the deadline because we think the players we got they're going to somehow figure it out. That's what they think. They're going to figure it out if they don't. Well, we got the deadline. So we'll just rely on the deadline. No, you can't do that. You can't do that year in and year out. These games matter. As we saw last year, these games matter. The Yankees, the Yankees were tied with the Jays for the best record in the AL, and they didn't get the first wild cards or the first division spot because the Blue Jays beat them in the series. in the season series. So it's really poor. It's really poor. You have to. Let's see. We got a comment from Chris D 1924. He says, and this is a regular. Love you, Chris D. Thanks for tuning in every night. Make sure everyone tell them like, subscribe, helps us out a ton. Share the video, get it out there for us, help us out. Ah, Lorenzo gets me hyped. Nothing like passion of Yankees fans. Yep, I mean, we're the most passionate fans. We will go from saying, like we say, they're the best team since 2009 to saying they suck and they need to rebuild the whole entire team the next week. I mean, that's Yankees fans in a nutshell. That's what they are in a nutshell. And I'm not going back. I'm just bringing up a point. That is us in a nutshell. We are passionate. We haven't won anything since 2009. The Knicks just won something. You should get hype, get up, and want to win something, especially since you got freaking harassed by the Blue Jays last October. You got absolutely dismantled by the Blue Jays, embarrassed in your home ballpark against Vladdy. Vladdy walked all over you, and you're going to let him do that? You should have a fire under your butt. And so should Cashman. He should have going into the offseason. I don't know why he didn't. Boone should. They were acting with a sense of urgency at the beginning of the year, and I'm not seeing it right now. Because if they were, Austin Wells would be still in AAA. He wouldn't have been brought up. It's terrible. It really is terrible. Paul, thank you. Great new podcast. Don't give up, kid. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. That means a lot. Thank you. And Chris, again, we got New York Magic this year. We are following the Knicks. I really do think so. It's just they're losing. So now we're seeing it day in and day out. When they lose, we're going to talk about it and we're going to get upset because us Yankee fans, we want the Yankees to go 162-0. We want them to win every single game. And when they don't, you know what I mean? It's terrible to us. It's like we haven't won a World Series since 2009. They need to do something. They need to stop playing like this, and all the flaws are shown. But we're just going to talk about it day in and day out, win or loss. We talk about the wins, what happened that was great, what we see, what we think is going to stick for the future and be there for the long haul, negatives, and then when they lose, the negatives that we talk about, and when they win, show the flaws show, and then we talk about that. Because every year there will never, in my opinion, and until I see differently, maybe this isn't the best team since 2009. I think it's because there's a difference between the deepest team and the best team. The deepest team, yes, because I haven't so far because I don't remember, obviously, like 2009, I was 2 years old, right? I started watching 2015, 2016, really getting into it. So you got to look at those years. The bench wasn't fully loaded. This year we have Rosario, Goldschmidt. We had Grichuk. I thought that was a great pull. But now you have Schumann. He's been fine for us. He's been holding it down. And then you have the catcher spot, another catcher spot on the bench. I mean, we have a deep bench. We have a deep lineup as we're seeing, and a deep minor league system as we're seeing with Judge and Stanton, Grisham out, and Max Fried out, and we have good pitchers in the minor leagues. You know what I mean? So from a deepest standpoint, yes, they're deep. Especially from 2024, even though they went to the World Series, they weren't that deep. Their bench was not that great, right? 2019 was a deep team. I really like that team too. This is reminding me a little bit of it. But is this the best team? Like I said, difference between deepest and best team. Best team may be a stretch, but I don't. It's hard to say. It's hard to just say they're the best team, right? Like since '09. '09 was a great team. So it. I mean, I'm just frustrated because Wells gets me frustrated. I was talking about Wells and now I'm all the way here. Wells frustrates the heck out of me. He needs to get off the team. Terrible, very terrible. And let's see what our comments have. Rocky S. We need Judge back, Stan, Fried, and Schmidt back if they want to have a good run deep in the playoffs. Yes, we need them back, but we also need the catcher and bullpen situation to get figured out at the deadline. And that's what I think on that. Chris, did the Red Sox fans wish Cam Schlittler a happy Father's Day? I don't know. They better have, because he's gonna be rolling into Boston, and hopefully he shoves like he always does. I hope he does and sticks it to them. I hope he's their father for years to come. Every start. Obviously, he might have a few blowups, but I hope he just stays on him and he stays good. Now let's go to our next topic. We have Jazz. Jazz, Jazz, Jazz. And listen, we're not going to always talk about flaws and needs. Just because it may not be a need doesn't mean you shouldn't capitalize on your opportunity and fix that situation. There was a report that came out today that the Giants, from Bob Nightingale, by the Giants, that they're willing, more likely, these are the players: Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, and you know who else? Luis Ariz. Now, like I said, even though it's not a need, that doesn't mean you shouldn't if the opportunity comes across and presents itself. Jazz is so lazy. I say this every night. I know Jimmy likes Jazz, and when he gets going on a hot streak, he hypes him up. I like that. I like the hype. I like the style. I like the flash. But I don't like what he's doing. I don't like his approach. I haven't liked his approach, and it's disgraceful, I think, to the Yankees. Should not be the Yankees second baseman. I loved Glaber. Glaber was way better than Jazz, in my opinion. I don't care. This is why you have to watch the season. And you can spot a Yankee fan that does not watch the season a mile away, because they'll tell you, like last season, they'll be like, what are you talking about? You don't want Jazz. You want Luis Ariz? You think Glaber's better? Did you see Jazz's numbers last year? He went 30-30. Do I care if Jazz went 30-30? Did you watch the season? Do you watch every October that he's played with the Yankees? He does jack in October. Every October. And you know why? What did he say at the beginning of the season? Oh, it's cold. When it gets warmer out, I heat up. When it gets hot out, I heat up. Okay, thanks. Thanks for telling us you can't hit in October. We see it. I mean, it's terrible from him. You know what I mean? He cannot be the second baseman. Jazz is lazy. That play today went right under his glove, leading to Steer going from first to third on an error. You shouldn't have even been on base. Doval pitches and gets absolutely screwed sometimes. I mean, I gotta say, even though Doval's been bad, he does get screwed over. He really does. That play should have been made. Ariz is right there for the pickings. Right there for you. Pick him up. Luis Ariz has been a name that's been tossed around for the Yankees for years. For a few years, since he was on San Diego. And when he was on the Twins. He's the perfect leadoff hitter. He would be my leadoff hitter. That's all I'm saying. Is he would be my leadoff hitter, the perfect guy. He makes contact. Jazz is swinging for the fences every swing. You see him turning out. He's turning out and he swings up. That's all he's doing. And he's not built like Aaron Judge. I don't know who he thinks he is. He needs to shorten up. Last season's different. This season he's playing worse. You want to know what else he said last season to a reporter? I figured out with the hitting coach, I'm just gonna go up there with a 70% swing. I'm just gonna, be loose, be relaxed, 70% swing. This year he's going up trying to hit jacks left and right. I mean, every year it seems like he is, but last year he was at least shortening up. He was at least getting base hits and not selling out for home runs. Terrible on his part. I want to bring that up because it's not a need, but that doesn't mean you should fix it. Third base is not a need, doesn't mean you shouldn't fix it. I'm content with it at third base, but I know a lot of people aren't. So, listen, like I was going to say, every team, and you can't say it's the greatest, Every single team. The Dodgers have all the Infinity Stones, like Thanos. They're like the Thanos of MLB. They have all the Infinity Stones. But that doesn't mean they don't have flaws. Every single team coming into every single year will have flaws. Every team, even if it's one minor flaw, every team has a flaw. There's never been a time you watch the full season and you've been like, this team has zero flaws. Have you ever? In the comments, if have you ever watched the team and said this team has zero? Maybe the 2009 Yankees, maybe the Yankees that three-peated in the 90s. Maybe those Yankees. Maybe when you had Jeter, A-Rod uh, at third base and shortstop. Maybe when you had Posada behind the plate and Teixeira at first. Maybe Willie Randolph at second. Maybe. But there's always, like, if guys get hurt and guys come up, there's always something. Maybe it's the lack of depth, or they always have their bullpen, the back end of the bullpen, or the rotation, their fifth starter isn't that good, so it sells some games. There's always something. And that's just what I'm talking about. Focus on what you need to address, because you don't want to start creating more problems in your head, right? But if the opportunity comes across, maybe you jump on it to better a position. But focus on catcher, bullpen, spot comes up, you go after it and you go get it. My next, Volpe getting picked off. Volpe got picked off today. I don't care what he does. I think he got a hit. Why? And it frustrates me so much. It frustrates me as a Yankee fan to watch the shortstop position get worse and worse each day that Volpe takes the field and touches shortstop. I cannot stand it. Why is Caballero, who has the most defensive runs saved at shortstop, in the AL at least, and at his best position, even though he's versatile, doesn't mean you should. Just because he can play everywhere doesn't mean you should. He's best spot and he best fields at shortstop. But what do? We say, hey, listen, Cabby's going to stay at shortstop. He earned that spot. He goes on the injury list. Don't worry. When he comes back, that's his spot. Volpe's going to have to fight for his spot and not play every day. Boone actually said on John Boy, Volpe doesn't play every day. They go day to day. They switch it up. Cabby gets some starting time at shortstop. No, Cabby actually starts every day. Yeah, but not a shortstop. I want to see him at shortstop every day. Volpe should be the one having to learn the outfield, or having to play second base, or having to play left field for the first time for the Yankees. It's ridiculous. And I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Volpe needs to get off this team. Wells needs to get off this team. As soon as you get those two off the team, you automatically get better. Even if you don't add anyone or change, well, something will automatically change, because Cabby would be your shortstop and Ali Sanchez and JC Escarra will be your catchers. Even though it's not great, they're better than Wells. I mean, it's ridiculous. Get those two off the team, you're astronomically better already before the deadline. Moving on from them, because I'm just going to keep going around in circles and getting annoyed talking about them, because I really can't. We talked about ERC a little bit. I wanted to touch up on that. I think, like I said, they're using him for trade bait. He didn't look terrible, but he's made 4 starts and he hasn't looked sharp. I still think he's going to be a decent pitcher, whether it's with the Yankees or another team. I still think he's going to be a solid 3, 4, maybe 5 starter in the MLB. I really think he will, but if the Yankees, and this is a good thing from Brian Cashman. I'm giving him praise. You're smart, Brian Cashman, for this. If you turned Carlos Narvaez into Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, and then Elmer Rodriguez Cruz into Skubal or Ryan Jeffers, then you're smart. You are. You turned Carlos Narvaez into Jeffers, or you turned Narvaez into Skubal. Okay, that's great. Clap for you. Golf clap for you, Brian Cashman. We don't do that much, but we will for you for this one. But I do think he'll be fine. Just got to let him pitch and stop taking him out after 4 innings and he has one bad inning. Let him experience more bad innings and a couple bad innings. Let him fight through. Let him learn to struggle and work through, persevere through it, go through adversity a little bit. I mean, I don't like how they handled that, taking him out after 4 innings all the time. The first four starts, it feels like he goes no length. But let's get into the offense. Enough about the player Jazz, Wells, Volpe, and ERC for today. Let's dive into this offense. And then I'm going to bring up a couple things. The offense has went cold. They are 0 for their last 24 with runners in scoring position the last 2 games. They're entering a cold stretch. I said you could see it from a mile away. Is it going to start the next few weeks until the All-Star break? We've seen that a lot. The Yankees have gotten fatigued, and then the All-Star break is like a little break, and then they'll come back. We'll see that. We've been every year so far lately, we've been like, come on, All-Star break, come quicker. Please come quicker because they're playing really bad. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they break out of it. Yankees 0 for 24, like I said, last 2 games, and 3 runs in the last 2 games. And had 1 run in the final versus the White Sox. In the final game versus the White Sox, even though they won the series, they only scored 1 run. They scored 1 run, scored 5 against the Reds, and then they scored 2 and then 1. Are they hitting their cold stretch? It might be coming a little bit. Excuse me. But it might be coming again. I don't know. I hope not. And before I continue with this live, happy Father's Day to every father out there, every father that's watching, everyone out there. Happy Father's Day if you're a father. Thank you for being an awesome father. Thank you. Shout out to my dad. Love you, Dad. You're a great father. But happy Father's Day to everyone. But are the Yankees getting cold? I really hope not because the pitching hasn't been great and the bullpen we know it struggles and Max Fried is injured. So I really hope that's not the problem that's coming up because that'll be a big problem and we might start going on a little bit of a bad stretch. The defense was sloppy. I felt like this whole series it's been a little shaky lately. Now I want to bring up a few things and then we'll sign off for the night. I only had a few things I wanted to go over, and I wanted to dive deep on Wells and Jazz and Volpe as well. Cannot forget Volpe. But let's go into what Bob Nightingale said. Let me pull this up for you guys. Here, we're going to full screen this actually. So he says, in quotes, the Yankees are making it no secret they want Minnesota Twins catcher Ryan Jeffers at the trade deadline. Now, is this the same thing that's going to happen with what happened with Suarez last year? We were all over Suarez, apparently. Like, we were going to get him. He was going to be a Yankee. They asked him at the All-Star game, like how they interview all the players. What would it mean if you went to the Yankees? You'd be like, oh, it's great. I've helped them go to the World Series. I know they want to win a World Series and they go to the playoffs and whatnot. This, that, and third. Is the same thing going to happen? Because we all thought Suarez was going to be Yankee and we got McMahon. And I like McMahon. I love McMahon, actually. Is this going to be another thing and we're going to get Goodman? I mean, any catcher would be better than Wells in the catching situation we have going on now. So I would not be mad. I really wouldn't. But him saying that, it seems pretty evident that they're going to pursue him hard. The Yankees, every deadline, always talk to the Minnesota Twins. So it would not shock me. Maybe even call up, hit them up, a package about Jeffers and Joe Ryan. Will cost a lot, but you'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That'll be a great rotation. No doubt about it. But, I mean, Jeffers would be great. You got to see how he bounces back from his hamate bone injury. But I really like the player. I do. And he hits lefties good. He hits righties good too. but lefty's even better. I want to bring up I want to bring up something. If the Yankees were to go out on a limb and add Terry Skubal, or even trade for, say, a Joe Ryan, they would have, imagine this rotation going into playoffs. Skubal, Schlittler, Cole, Fried, Rodon. And even imagine this: Schlittler, Cole, Joe Ryan, Fried, and Rodon. That's insane. I just wanted to bring that up quick because that would be a wrecking crew. I mean, that is legit. That's insane. That would be ridiculous. I wanted to bring that up because that blows my mind that the Yankees could have a chance to reach that as their rotation. And in October, imagine Skubal, Schlittler, Cole. Imagine going from Skubal to Schlittler in any way. Schlittler to Skubal, Skubal to Schlittler. I mean, it would be a nightmare for teams. A nightmare. Let me bring up their probables. I said it was going to be tough. They're facing tough pitchers coming up. Let me bring up that. Hold on 1 second. Okay. They are facing Detroit next, right? In a 3-game set. They have Cole versus Valdez. They're facing Valdez. Rodon versus Mize. He's good. Weathers versus Skubal. Valdez, I feel like we always say we hit him with Houston, and he's been bad this year. We could get to him. Skubal coming off injury. Hopefully we could get to him. Is he gonna show out against the Yankees? Is he what's the word I'm looking for? Showcasing his skills to the Yankees? I don't know. Mize is a pretty good right-handed. Then we go to Boston to play them 4 games at Boston. Schlittler versus Early, who's good. He dominates us, I feel like. Warren versus Tolley. Tolley dominates us. Cole versus Bennett. And then we have Rodon versus Gray. We got to get to Gray. I can't stand Gray. He pitched pretty good against us the last time. Only 3 runs, like 6 or 7 innings. No pun intended. Then we face Detroit again, but home this time. And we go Weathers versus Skubal. We face Skubal again. Schlittler versus Melton. And Warren versus Montero. Now, you're facing Skubal, Gray, Tolley, Early, Skubal, Mize, Valdez. Those are tough pitchers. That's not an easy lane for the Yankees. So I hope that they could come out swinging and hit them well. Tomorrow, you have Garrett Cole versus Framber Valdez. Cole has a 2.57 ERA, and Valdez has a 4.09. You have to attack early. You have to get on them, score fast. This is not a good Tigers team. If you can't lose to them, you have to come back and win the series in Detroit. Then go to Boston and take 3 out of 4 in Boston. You have to win series. Just stack up series wins. I don't care if you lose 1 game. Just stack up series wins after series wins. Forget about this Red series. Was not a good series. Offense didn't do anything. Don't let it disrupt you. Don't let you get cold. Dominguez still gets a hit today. He's going on a roll. He's hitting. His OPS is over 700 now. Ben Rice is tearing the cover off the ball. He's getting into his groove again. He had like 5 or 9 games where he didn't hit like 9 games where he didn't hit a home run, and now he's going on a tear again. He's insane. Bellinger's insane. Caballero's been hitting no matter what. He always gets a hit one way or another. So go out, attack early. Valdez, lefty. You're gonna probably see the platoons. Look for the platoons. Look for Spencer Jones to be on the bench tomorrow. That's all I got from the Yankees Den podcast. Wipe this series. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Wipe it away. Flush it against those Cincinnati Reds. You lose at home. You're going to Detroit tomorrow for a 7:05 game. I'm pretty sure. Let me see this for you. Let me see what game time is. The game is at 6:40 p.m. It's at 6:40. It will be televised on Yes. Make sure you tune in, watch that. We will be going live tomorrow, whether it's just me or me and Jimmy. I will be there no matter what for you guys, and I'll be live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, happy Father's Day. This is the Yankees Den podcast. I'm your host, Lorenzo Scarabino, signing off for the night. Let's go, Yankees.